Well, good morning. It's July the 4th here in central Illinois. I'm out on my daily walk and just walking by a cornfield I see every day. It has now tasseled, as you can see, or at least beginning to, and I was a bit surprised by the length of the silks that are out. And so this cornfield looking still pretty good. However, I must admit that despite that fact, it hasn't rained here for quite a while, so we'll see how that goes. As you may have noted during the closing market report and Commodity Week, I hope you listened to both of those programs, WILLAG.org. The market's moving sharply higher the last couple of days after the USDA report. This despite the fact that the report, at least for corn, showed nearly 1 million more acres, 900,000, were planted in the United States, and that the grain stocks were larger than expected, or at least on the high end of expectations, meaning that there were more bushels left over from last year than many had thought. Now, given that it is the northwestern part of the Corn Belt, and in particular North Dakota and Montana, so outside of the Corn Belt to some extent, that really is driving the market higher. The price of spring wheat, which has been under drought conditions for some time, looks like that crop is going to be not very good at all. And wheat futures are the ones that are moving this market much higher. I thought that the comments Brian Stark made from the Andersons during the closing market report on Tuesday afternoon were particularly good. You can go listen to that one now. It's at willag.org, closing market report, and Brian will be closer to the end of that program, but his comments were particularly good on what that might mean as it's related to both corn and soybeans. The other thing about North Dakota, despite the fact that they have been a wheat growing state, particularly spring wheat, for quite some time, they put another I've got to think about how many acres, 1.1 million acres of soybeans in that state alone in this year. We had some expectations that would be the case. The acreage numbers show that they upped their ante from 6.9 million to 7.1, so another, or 7.2, so another 300,000 acres of soybeans up there. Got to wonder what those will be like, although North Dakota is a pretty big state from east to west, and there is a difference from one side of that state to the other as it relates to how much rainfall they have had, and we'll have to keep an eye on that anyway. So just make sure that you keep an eye on the markets. Check out willag.org, and I'll keep you updated. The markets do not open again until 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's Wednesday, July 5th. What we're looking at the moment, just as a reminder, is a cornfield not very far from my home, actually, and this one is tasseling, and you just saw the silks. I'm University of Illinois Extension's Todd Gleason.